今まで大切にしてくれてどうもありがとう。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 epic moments in One Piece.
一大三千大戦世界
For this list, we'll be looking at the moments in One Piece that had the biggest impact on fans and the series as a whole. Did we miss any One Piece moments so epic they left you speechless? Let us know in those comments below.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 20. Raizo is safe. Compared to other races in the One Piece world, the Mink tribe's sense of loyalty is on a whole other level. After suffering defeat against Jack the Drought, the brutal All-Star and his goons ruthlessly torture the Minks in their search for Raizo, one of Kozuki Oden's retainers.
一瞬だった。
Despite his best efforts, Jack's methods yield no results and he departs, leaving the Minks to their suffering. It isn't until the Straw Hats and their samurai allies arrive that the Minks reveal a secret more shocking than even the strongest Electro.
拙者ワノ国光月家が家臣金右衛門と申す者同国武人
The discovery that the Minks were actually protecting Raizo the entire time stuns the Straw Hats, who are awestruck by the Minks' willingness to sacrifice everything for the sake of a single friend.
ライゾー殿はご無事です
Number 19. Sanji burns Queen. He may not have become the human weapon that his father wanted, but Blackleg Sanji has no problem unleashing his inner demon. Using his advanced scientific prowess to copy the abilities of Sanji's brothers from Germa 66, Queen the Plague proves quite the challenging opponent for him in more ways than one. However, having awakened his own latent enhancements, Sanji puts his newfound physical abilities to good use and develops a new technique that leaves Queen feeling one hell of a burn.
イフリートジャンブ加速も違う重みも違う謎も解けたぞ男は女を殴ってはならねえそんなことは恐竜の時代から決まってるお前だったんだろうクイーンこの人間のクズがコリエ
By overcoming his personal demons and accepting his new abilities, Sanji proves his worth as one of the wings of the future Pirate King and sends Queen flying out of Onigashima in an unforgettable scene that is further enhanced by amazing animation.
それゲス野郎
Number 18. Luffy rings the light of Shandora. The stakes could not have been higher for Luffy and his crew during the Skypiea arc's final battle. With Enel's ambitions threatening to send the Skypians home crashing into the blue sea below, it all comes down to Luffy, Enel's only natural enemy, to put a stop to the Mad God's plan. While their fight proves quite entertaining, it is the battle's climax that makes this moment truly stand out. By channeling everything he's got into one final all-or-nothing blow, Luffy proceeds to knock the divinity out of Enel and fulfills a promise by ringing the golden bell of Shandora for the first time in centuries, ushering in a new era of peace for Skypiea in the process. Number 17. Luffy and Katakuri's Clash of Wills. Charlotte Katakuri is as deadly as they come, but even he knows better than to disrespect the warrior's code. Despite being overwhelmed by Katakuri's immense strength and foresight, Luffy slowly but surely manages to close the gap between them. Unfortunately, just as Luffy is making a breakthrough, his efforts are hindered by Katakuri's scheming sister Flampe. Fortunately for Luffy, Katakuri's pride refuses to accept the interference, and after giving her a well-deserved scolding, he injures himself as atonement. As these two New World Titans prepare to continue their epic showdown, they kick off the final round with an intense burst of Conqueror's Haki that puts Flambe and her cronies in their place. Number 16. Jinbei returns Big Mom's Sake Cup. When you're aiming for a spot on the future Pirate King's crew, standing up to an Emperor of the Sea pretty much comes with the job.
わしはここをやめて麦わらの一味に入りたい
After the Straw Hats reunite and save Sanji and his family from the Charlotte clan's very own attempt at a Red Wedding, Jinbei announces his desire to leave Big Mom's crew.
Stay! Life!
Although Big Mom threatens to steal his soul, Jinbei fearlessly meets her challenge head-on, proving himself immune to her normally lethal soul pocus. With Big Mom's instant kill technique nullified, Jinbei takes the helm of his future and severs all ties with her in the most epic way possible.
未来の海賊王のクルーになろうちゅう男が4カごときに臆しておられるか
Number 15. Luffy vs 50,000 Fishmen. Luffy's no stranger to flexing his power against his enemies, but his opening move against the new Fishman pirates has got to be one of the biggest flexes to date.
おいルフィ
ルフィ君
After arriving in time to save the royal family and stop Hody Jones's insane plans for vengeance, the latter tries to intimidate the Straw Hats into submission by unveiling his army of 100,000 fishmen.
殺せ
Burst of Conqueror's Haki that instantly knocks out half his army without so much as lifting a finger, and Hody's reaction to this is beyond priceless. Number 14. Zoro's Sacrifice at Thriller Bark.
The Straw Hats captain hugs many of the truly epic moments, but that's not to say the rest of the crew doesn't have their moments to shine. Permitting the former bounty hunter is not providing directions, Zoro can be relied upon in nearly any situation.
But if you're intent on taking his place, you will experience a living hell.
With the Straw Hats knocked out by Kuma and the battle against Gecko Moria leaving Luffy on the verge of death, Zoro sacrifices his own body in exchange for the captain's freedom and life. Once the Straw Hats regain consciousness, Sanji, the only member aware of Zoro's sacrifice, finds the swordman bloodied from head to toe. When he asked what happened, Zoro only has this to say.
What happened here? Nothing at all.
Number 13. Luffy punches a celestial dragon.
How can a single punch be so satisfying? The Celestial Dragons are descendants of the kings responsible for establishing the world government and are basically treated as gods.
Put this one up for sale. I don't need it anymore.
Regardless of status or occupation, everyone must respect these nobles or face the consequences. Luffy elected to face the consequences. During an auction, a particularly disgusting celestial dragon shoots Hachan and plans to adopt the fishman as a slave.
I did it! I shot it! I took down a fishman!
Luffy's punch leads to grave ramifications for the Straw Hats, but this moment embodies the pirate captain's refusal to bow down to the powers that be.
Number 12, Luffy faces the Admirals. Whether Luffy's strong enough to face them or not, it takes Kintama of solid steel to stand up to 3 Marine Admirals. With his brother's life on the line, Luffy bravely challenges the 3 Marine powerhouses, even though he has no way of actually harming them. However, even against such overwhelming odds, Luffy refuses to back down against these almighty Logia users and charges forward with all eyes on him. While his attack barely slows the Admirals down, his intervention does provide the Whitebeard pirates with an opportunity to make an unexpected comeback, renewing their efforts to save Ace. Sure, he may not have won the battle, but Luffy's reckless bravery still managed to turn the tide of war to his allies' favor. Number 11, Luffy rings the Ox Bell.
Along with seemingly lasting forever, the Battle of Marineford contains dozens of epic and heartbreaking moments. By the end, Luffy is left a comatose mess as the Straw Hats helplessly read about the war's conclusion from thousands of miles away. In an attempt to deliver a message to the crew, Luffy audaciously breaks into Marineford and rings the sacred Ox Bell 16 times, while the paparazzi capture the scene for everyone to see. Along with letting the Straw Hats know they have 2 years to train, this moment beckons the dawn of a new era, after the Battle of Marineford left many key players out of commission.
Number 10, Luffy unleashes Gear 4th on Doflamingo.
You know shit's about to go down when Luffy reveals a new gear technique. The Dressrosa arc sees the lovable pirate going up against the detestable Doflamingo, one of the Royal Seven Warriors of the Sea. For a good part of the arc, Doflamingo has the stretchy hero beat in terms of speed and viciousness. Then Luffy transforms into a bouncing behemoth with tribal tattoos. Gear 4th's design is somehow simultaneously awesome and silly, but the moment Luffy turns the tables and wipes away Doflamingo's arrogant smile deserves a standing ovation.
Number 9, Luffy respects Katakuri.
One Piece is not exactly lacking in thrilling fights. In fact, this entry happens right after a pretty awesome one. However, most of the truly epic moments are character-driven. Following a grueling contest against Big Mom's powerful son, Charlotte Katakuri, Luffy takes his fedora hat and covers the unconscious commander's wider-than-normal mouth. Constantly bullied as a child, Katakuri keeps his mouth masked to avoid ridicule. Besides showcasing Luffy's classy and respectful nature, This simple act of covering Katakuri's mouth illustrates why so many powerful people flock around the Straw Hat's captain.
Number 8. Shanks stops the War of Marineford.
Timing is everything, and Shanks knows how to make an entrance. With the Battle of Marineford already won by the Marines, any further fighting only serves to waste time. Kobe, a weak soldier with no devil fruit powers, takes a stand against Admiral Akainu's warped notion of justice to try and stop the bloodshed. Just as Kobe seems set to be turned into ash, Shanks arrives out of nowhere to block Akainu's punch and effectively bring the war to an end. While so much heartbreak could have been avoided if Shanks showed up a few minutes earlier, it's better late than never.
Number 7. Zoro vows to become King of Hell. With Luffy and Kaido engaging in an epic clash to decide the fate of Wano, it only makes sense that the battle between their first mates would be just as intense. As Zoro's battle against King, a member of the Lunarian race, reaches its final climax, the two hold nothing back and give their all in an explosive clash of power. Despite already pushing himself far beyond his limits, Zoro digs down deep to unleash his conqueror's potential, allowing him to hack and slash his way through a literal firestorm of some of the most intense, jaw-dropping visuals that anime has produced to date. Number 6. Blackbeard's A Man's Dream speech to Luffy.
During a brief stop in Mocktown, Luffy, Zoro, and Nami get into an altercation with the cynical Bellamy, an ardent believer that the era of pirates following their dreams is over, and openly ridicules the Straw Hats for trusting in the existence of the rumored Sky Island.
So when I see people chasing dreams of One Piece, I get disgusted!
After the encounter, a strange man approaches the heroes and dismisses Bellamy's declaration as being absolute rubbish, stating a man's dream will never end.
The era when pirates dream of treasure will come to an end? Yeah, right! What are you talking about?
The pirate even wishes Luffy luck in finding Sky Island. The fact that such a great speech is delivered by one of the anime's most detestable villains only enhances the moment.
The dreams of pirates will never end!
Number 5. Luffy rocks Kaido's world. The people at Toei Animation did such an amazing job adapting the series' 1000th chapter, they sent the entire fandom into an uproar. Fueled by the hopes and dreams of his allies, Luffy's will burns brighter than ever before as he finally begins his long-awaited rematch against Kaido.
Manga! 当たり前だろ! 友達の国だ!
As the battle kicks off, Luffy takes the Dragon King of Onigashima by surprise with a giant fist to the face. A moment which is further immortalized thanks to the brilliant animation and film quality visuals courtesy of director Megumi Ishitani. Now standing on the same stage as the two emperors, Luffy kicks off the ironically named Roof Piece battle and boldly calls out his signature catchphrase in an epic declaration of war.
お前らを超えて海賊王になる男だ!
Number 4. The Straw Hats walk to Arlong Park.
Arlong Park is arguably the first major arc to properly test Luffy and the newly formed Straw Hat Pirates. Finally accepting that Arlong never planned to sell back her village, Nami breaks down and begs Luffy for help, who has been waiting to hear those exact words.
Of course. That's what friends do. He's gonna pay!
After the captain leaves his hat with Nami, the rest of the crew march towards Arlong Park as a unit.
Let's go.
Right.
While the Straw Hat Pirates form the second Zoro accepts Luffy's invitation to join his crew, one could say that this scene in Arlong Park marks the moment when the pirates become a family.
Now which one of you is Arlong?
Number 3. Whitebeard's Last Stand.
I mean, does the whole episode count? If Edward Newgate is involved, anything less is simply not enough to contain all of the legendary captain's awesomeness. Even while on the verge of dying, Whitebeard manages to overwhelm Blackbeard in a fight and alters the course of history by confirming the existence of Gold Roger's One Piece treasure.
One Piece wa jitsuzai suru!
Only after suffering more than 400 wounds does the pirate finally surrender to the Grim Reaper, although Whitebeard remains standing even in death. As the final kicker, Whitebeard's back is shown to be clear of wounds, confirming the pirate never once ran away from battle.
その誇り高き後ろ姿には、あるいはその海賊人生に一切の逃げ傷なし。
Number 2. Straw Hats burn the world government's flag.
Only a fool actively declares war against the world government. As it so happens, the Straw Hat Pirates are rarely accused of being especially bright.
You morons can't challenge the entire world and expect to win!
Yeah? Bring it on!
Captured by the Marines and sent to be taken to the gallows, a dejected Robin reveals that merely being associated with her is the same as having the whole world as an enemy.
Understand? That's why I didn't want you to rescue me! If that's the only future I have, I'd rather die to save me the pain!
After listening to the prisoner's story, the Straw Hats retaliate by burning the world government's flag and presenting Robin with a reason to live.
No way!
No matter the odds, the Straw Hats always have each other's backs.
I want to live! Take me with you! Take me away from here!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Luffy Awakens. It took more than 2 decades for One Piece to finally reach this epic and unforgettable milestone. After being pushed to the literal brink of death during his fight with Kaido, Luffy makes an unexpected comeback thanks to the power of his newly awakened Devil Fruit. With his Devil Fruit's true nature finally unleashed, Luffy kicks things to 5th gear and goes all out against Kaido. With his new powers granting him the freedom to do whatever he pleases, Luffy manipulates his environment, along with Kaido himself, and thrashes his opponent's scaly hide with attacks straight out of a gag manga. With the drums of liberation beating at full blast, Luffy uses the world's most ridiculous power to put an end to Kaido's reign of tyranny once and for all. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.